Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, a.k.a. Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're going to be speaking about Albert Bell replacing Joe Cordina in the Abdullah Mason fight that is going down the 4th of July in Cleveland, Ohio, man. We got a little bit of Toledo versus Cleveland. It's going down. We're going to be speaking about exactly what's going on with Andy Cruz. Now that he does not have an opponent for his IBF title eliminator, is his fight in jeopardy as of right now? We're going to be speaking about Romero versus Teofimo Lopez, verbally agreeing to a fight in August. We're going to be speaking about Boots versus Xander. And then, of course, we're going to get into some open boxing topics. But before we get into all of that, if y'all could please hit the like button on the way in, that'd be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,500 mark. Looking to crack that 3,600 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Shout out to everybody that's in the comments. Sean Terrence, what up? My first comment of the day, man. Much love, much appreciation, brother. Zah, what up? Marissa, the little sister's in the building. What's up? Chris Maldonado, my high school brother, what up? Slime, El Tortador, what's going on? Ghost. Shout out to the brother Ghost, man. I want to salute Ghost, just like I said in the group chat, man. Y'all motherfuckers don't never stand on 10 toes like that boy Ghost do. Since the very beginning, my boy has been picking Xander Zayas to defeat Jaron Ennis when nobody was picking Xander Zayas, including myself. You know what I'm saying? But now as the fight is getting closer and, you know, these guys have these this weird type of like anxiety or whatever. Now they're all like, oh, man, this is a 50-50 fight. Oh, my God. Yo, Xander. But I'm picking Xander. Oh, Xander's going to do this. Man, y'all motherfuckers are scary. Y'all some prisoner in the moment ass people. You know what I'm saying? My boy Ghost said, man, I'm going with Xander off rip. No fear. No anxiety, no second guessing, just absolutely stepping. Shout out to Ghost, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can learn something from Ghost, bro. Pick a fucking side and stay on it. You know what I'm saying? And if you right, you right. You gonna look good. You feel what I'm saying? And if you wrong, it is what it is. We've all been wrong. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my boy Ghost for stepping and being the absolute truth. You know what I'm saying? And he been right a few times. So you know what I'm saying? Oh, who knows? Who knows? We don't know what this boxing shit is. Very unpredictable. Bad Boom Balloon, what up? I ain't see you in a minute, brother. How you feeling? What's up? Lorenzo and the motherfucking Benzo showing love from out Tokyo. What up, brother? Bethanuel. Salute, y'all. Salute. I see we got a few people in the building, man. I'm highly appreciative for everybody that's taking the time out of their day to watch your boy work, man. I will be in the studio tomorrow. I haven't been there in a very long time. So, you know, look for me to be on live between 12:30 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I try to get a special guest on there. Unfortunately, you know, they haven't responded. So I'm going to take that as them not being available or just a straight up no. But we're going to make it do what it do regardless, man. We're going to have a great show. So for those of y'all who are, you know, early, you know, that you know, have a lot of free time in the early afternoon, unlike myself, you know what I'm saying? I'll be live. I'll be at the Mazuma Studios. So no, that's not what it's called. But that's my homie studio. We definitely gonna be over there doing our thing. You feel what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. So be on the lookout for that. Let me see. My boy Bad Boom Balloon said, "Been good, my guy. How about you? Went to see your favorite rapper at Summer Smash." Who's my favorite rapper, brother? Is it J. Cole? Is that who you referring to? Because that was my favorite rapper. Right, I'm gonna keep it real though. I ain't really been listening to rap all like that anymore, man. I don't even know if I'm ever gonna come around to it. I still haven't really listened to J. Cole album, bro. I just been on some. I've been on a different type of time. You feel what I'm saying? Like I just been listening to like my old music. You know, I've been listening to Rick James and Mint Condition. Luther Vandross. I just been listening to music that actually got some type of positivity, man. I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know exactly what stage I am in my life, but it's just like I'm just gravitating towards things that just keep me calm. You know what I'm saying? Peaceful. You know, keep me with a sound mind. You feel what I'm saying? Not saying that rap is just chaotic, but you know, I still be listening to my legends and shit. Nas, 50 Cent, DMX. You feel what I'm saying? But I just ain't really been on the rap wave. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Jay, what up? This nigga Slime said Lil Nas X. That's crazy. Herbo, I never was a Herbo fan. I never was a Herbo fan, but I heard the J. Cole album good, and then one of my homies was playing one of his songs at the gym, and that shit definitely was going. That shit was definitely sounding good, but I just, man, I just been so busy with shit. It's that, and then like the little bit of time that I do to fall back and chill, man, I'm using to spending time with my family or my son specifically. You know what I'm saying? Boxing, going away for certain shows and events, and that's really what I've been on. You feel me? So like, I don't know. I really can't call it, but yeah, maybe I'll come around to it. I've been listening to Chris Brown's albums. You know what I'm saying? Brent Fayez dropped the album not too long ago. I listened to that, shit like that. But we gonna get into the boxing talk, man. So shout out to everybody that's coming through. Chris Maldonado said, I still got it sitting in my library. Still gotta listen to that new code. Yeah, and that was supposed to be the album. Like, he was bigging that album up. He was like, what the fuck he said? Like he said that his album like reasonable doubt dropping last. I'm like, oh, this nigga talking crazy. Like, for those of y'all who know Jay-Z, I know his album Reasonable Doubt. That's a classic. You feel what I'm saying? So when he talking all this, like, oh, the fall off, gonna be this, it's gonna be that. Like, all right, man, you filling some big shoes, but I ain't hear nobody like really say, oh my God, this is one of the best albums I ever. No, like, never really heard that. So we'll see. But I just been on my my R&B wave. You feel me? R&B pop. Yeah, I mean, Bruno Mars dropped the album not too long ago. I was listening to that. Still be listening to it. That's just what I've been on. You know what I'm saying? You said I've been embracing my Caucasian side, listening to a lot of rock lately. I got a white people playlist. I got a lot of white bangers on my playlist as well. I'll send that shit to you, Chris, if you got Apple Music. My boy Ghost in the building, back with the boxing talk. He said, you already know, bro, no fanboy here, just a fan of boxing. And if Xander loses, loses, well, just another time I was wrong. Shit happened. That's exactly how, you know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it, bro. Like, if you wrong, you wrong. It is what it is. Boxing too unpredictable to have 100% prediction rate. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody walking this earth been right with every prediction they done ever made. You feel what I'm saying? One thing I can say about me though is I'm more often right than wrong, but that doesn't mean I've never been wrong. I've been on wrong streaks. Shit. So, and in some big fights I've been wrong. So, it is what it is. There's been times where I've been alone and picking a pick and ended up being right. There was times where, you know what I'm saying, I picked a pick that a lot of other people picked and I was dead wrong. So you never know with this boxing shit, man. Let me see. My boy Slime said boots and 9. Is it gonna go that far? I don't know if I'm just being like caught up in the moment or whatever the case is, man. But like the more I as the fight gets closer, I just keep thinking less and less rounds, man. Initially I was saying 9, just like Slime right here, but like, now I'm starting to think like 5 or 6, and it all comes down to Xander Zayas' approach. You feel what I'm saying? So let's get into these talks. You feel what I'm saying? Marissa Alvarez said heartbroken Bruno. Yeah. You can tell yeah. I think he broke up with his long time girlfriend or some shit like that. You can hear it in his music. You know what I'm saying? Bangers though. Bruno Mars, one of the best artists, one of the greatest artists of all time. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Yeah, solid opinion, better than being on the fence. Yeah, I don't like them niggas that be trying to be on both sides and then claim to be unbiased. Nigga, make a fucking prediction. Oh no, man, it's a 50-50 fight. It's a 50. Nigga, if every fight you said was a 50-50 fight, we have a lot of draws out this motherfucker. That ain't what it is. Pick a fucking side and rock with it. And either you're gonna be right or wrong. Niggas be scared to be wrong. It's like when you in school in class, and you know what I'm saying? A teacher asks a question that may come across as a little difficult. You know what I'm saying? If everybody's scared to raise their hand, bro, raise your fucking hand. See, give them your best answer. And if you're right, you know what I'm saying? You look good in that moment. If you don't, then it's a teachable lesson. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you can advance in anything you do. Learning. Taking chances. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, not gonna lie, Mazuma, you had me believing Earl was gonna smoke Bud. Nigga, a lot of people was picking Earl though. there was people picking Bud, but there was a lot of people picking Errol too. And we gotta understand, like Errol ain't never looked like that. You know what I'm saying? Errol had this style where he was just breaking everybody down. And look, man, if you go watch my old YSM interviews, I put a lot of respect on Bud's name. I even said that Bud was coming off of a better win in comparison to Errol Spence. So I put a lot of respect on his name. I knew that there was a chance that Bud could beat Errol, but I was rocking with Errol. I was a bigger fan of Errol. I liked what he was doing. I liked what he was contributing to the sport. I loved how he was taking chances, and you know what I'm saying? I was a big Errol fan. I'm still a big fan of Errol. We're gonna get into his fight as well. I seen he did a little media workout. But yeah, I rock with Errol. But you're gonna be wrong. I picked Deontay Wilder to beat Fury. He never did. On paper. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. And it was a legit 50-50 fight at that time. You wasn't wrong for picking neither one. I had this one video on Pivot Boxing Network that did like 30+ K views. And man, we was going back and forth speaking on what we believe is going to happen. And bro, we both made great cases for why we felt like one person was going to win. Ended up being wrong, but it is what it is. That's what comes with the game. But anyways, man, let's run through these topics, man, so we can get to talking about what we really want to talk about. Let's speak on Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason, the youngest active champion in the sport of boxing. Hold on. My fault. What? Whoa. 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 I got some breaking news. So, you can believe me? Yo, for those of y'all who in the building that just be watching and y'all be screen recording and posting on Twitter, you could believe this? You could not believe this. But trust me, when I tell you that I know people, I know some good people. What Floyd said, I know some good people with some good places. Now check this out. There's a representative. I'm not going to say where he's from, but he is associated with the fight that is going on between Xander Zayas and Jaron Ennis. Now, from what I've been trying to get this information all day. Yo, pay attention, bro. So this is a message that I just received at this very hour and at this very 1 minute ago. I'm going to read it to you. I heard some shit from someone at blank. This is exactly what he said, and I know exactly who he's talking about, but I won't speak on it. I'm not going to speak on it. Jaron Ennis was 150. Y'all don't have to believe me. Boots is 158 pounds today. I believe that because Boots has been going around saying that he is already on weight. And what that means is, no, he's not exactly 154 pounds, but he's very close. So they said Boots is 158 pounds today. He looks good, according to this representative. The one having a little trouble is Xander. We miscalculated his weight loss a little. That person went on to say he wouldn't tell me what Xander weighed. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Now, y'all can take that clip and post that wherever y'all want. But I'm telling you on everything I love, bro. I would never lie to the nation. I would never lie. I would just shut the fuck up before I said anything. But I can't lie. I would never lie to the nation, bro. I would just keep shit to myself before I go ahead and spill a lie. So let's speak some logical sense here, right? And just for one, I don't wish Xander to miss weight or have a bad weight cut. None of that. I would never do that. I want everybody to be on weight. I want everybody to be 100%. I want everybody to give the best performance possible on June 27th. But I've been telling y'all since the very beginning. I was about to speak on Abdullah Mason, but I just got word. So this is God telling me that you need to speak on this now. All this other shit can wait. So let's speak some shit logically, right? I want Xander to be 100%. I want him to be in the best position possible. You know what I mean? I want him to have the best approach possible to give Boost the toughest fight of his career. I feel like they both need that in order to develop, in order to grow. But I told y'all from the very beginning, before Boost said that Xander is having a fat camp, before all of that, if y'all go back to my videos and you go look at my shorts and you see that one video that I have where I'm talking about Xander Zayas being very heavy in the lead up to the fight, I told y'all that this is not going to be a healthy weight cut. I showed y'all guys Xander Zayas physique, pause. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling y'all, bro, this isn't a fat dude. This not no out of shape guy. This guy just fought in January against Abbas Barao, right? So with that being known, he hasn't had much time to get fat and eat and be out of the gym. No, this is a big kid that body is maturing relatively quickly. We got to take into consideration in the 7 years that he's been professional, he's moved up 3 weight classes. This is not a small kid, man, whatsoever. Right? And when we're looking at his physique, I've been in the game a long time. I know when fighters are in shape. I know when fighters are out of shape. I know when they're having a good weight cut. I know when they're having a bad weight cut. And when you looked at Xander Zayas, he didn't have much fat on his body at all. He didn't have much fat on his body at all. So what I see is muscle. I see his body maturing. I see him growing as he's getting older. So yeah, he might have been 180, he might have been 190, but one thing I do know is that he's not a fat 190. He's not an out of shape 190. He's not a fat 180. He's not an out of shape one. He's not a fat 180. He's not an out of shape 180. This is a kid who carries weight very well. And this is somebody who looked like he was suffering from the effects of his weight loss in the Abbas Barao fight. So as time is going on, his body's only growing even more. They say that your body don't stop growing as a man until you're 25 years old. They say that you could stop hitting, you could still be hitting puberty at between 21 to 25 years old. Right? And Xander Zayas has been contemplating a move up at 160 since his first Jorge Garcia Perez fight. And I'm not praying for this man to miss weight or none of that. But I've been telling y'all, this dude is muscle, no fat, doesn't look like he has an obscene amount of water in his system. For him to lose this weight, it looks like, I don't know, maybe unless he's just a fucking genetic freak of some sort, he's going to have to cut into his muscle to make the weight. And when fighters do that, they leave a significant amount of fight in the gym. And we've seen what happened to fighters when they did that. Example, Roy Jones Jr. Went up to heavyweight, boiled back down to light heavyweight, got knocked out cold by Antonio Tarver, got knocked out cold against Glenn Johnson. Like we seen the effects of people cutting into the Chad Dawson versus Andre Ward. I think he performed the way he did for the most part, not only because Andre Ward was the better fighter, but because he went down to a weight class he had no fucking business being in. But regardless, I just got word for those of y'all who just stepped into the building, there's 40 people. So I know somebody's going to be recording me or somebody's going to be posting this shit on social media. Salute to you, brother. I'm not going to take your video down. I appreciate oh man, I just keep getting the news keeps rolling in, y'all. The news keeps rolling in. So for those of y'all who just came into the building and are watching live and are not rewinding, I had just got word from, I'ma say, a very reputable person that is involved in this fight between Xander Zayas and Jaron Ennis. No, they're not from Philly. No, they're not a part of Boots' team. So I know for a fact that this is coming from a genuine point of view, an unbiased point of view. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, wishing on anybody's downfall. This is somebody who is actively involved in the promotion. And is just calling it straight down the middle. And they're not involved with Jaron Ennis whatsoever. So I'm going to read it again. And watch, everybody's going to take this and they going, you know what I'm saying? They ain't going to give me no credit. They go with their bigger channels and they going, nigga, you heard what I told you. But let me go ahead and read this. I'm going to read this verbatim to y'all, but it's not going to be verbatim because I'm going to leave out certain things to protect their identity. I heard some shit from someone at blank. I'm not going to say where they from because it might expose who they are. This is exactly what he said. Boots, Jaron Ennis, is 158 pounds today. He looks good. That falls in line with what Boots is saying because, like I said, he's been going around saying that he's already on weight. Doesn't mean that he's necessarily 154, but he is where he needs to be. By the time the weigh-in comes around, his weight will be good. He's only 4 pounds away. 4 pounds away, and today is Wednesday, and you 2 days away from a fight. That's 2 pounds a day. That'll fall off. Especially when you're new to the weight, it'll fall off. However, the one having a little trouble is Xander. Just like I told y'all, man. We miscalculated his weight a little. He wouldn't tell me what Xander weighs. Now, this is a fucking huge issue because if he's saying that Boots is 158 and his weight is good, and Xander's weight is miscalculated and it's not good, and he refused to say how much he weighed, I think it's safe to say that it is significantly over 158 pounds. That's what logic tells me. If 158 is a good weight to be at 2 days before the fight, and you refuse to disclose Xander's weight, and you said you miscalculated a little, I'm thinking that he may be still in the mid-60s. Bad fucking business right there. Terrible place to be. I hope you did not miscalculate that much. They also went on to say, he said he thinks Xander overstayed his time at 154. They also said he is waiting to get a haircut and trim his mustache because he looks sunken in, allegedly. What y'all thinking? Y'all talk to me, man. What y'all thinking? Talk to me, man. If Boots is at a good weight at 158, and Xander miscalculated and refused to disclose his weight, he may be significantly higher than 158 pounds, and you're 48 hours away from the weigh-ins. Less than 48 hours away. Bad fucking John. What that nigga Junkyard Dog be saying? Terrible John. That's horrific, nigga. There's no way. So if 158 is a good weight, I'm thinking, and I hope I'm wrong, that Xander's in the mid-60s right now. If you're, I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. If Xander Zayas is in the mid-60s right now, and he has to cut 11 pounds in fucking 2 days, this might be an early night, y'all. There's no way. There's no way that you could convince me, as somebody who's been in boxing the years that I've been in boxing, bro, I don't know how many training camps I've been in. Low level, like local level, mid-level. I done fucking did training camps, and I've been a part of world-class training camps. Alexander Vosdick, fucking Ryosho Murata. Is that Ryoto Murata? I done been a part of several Jaron Ennis camps. Bro, there's no way you could convince me that a nigga is going to cut 11 pounds. I don't know. He refuses to say the weight. So that's a concern right there in itself. If you're okay with disclosing Jaron Ennis's weight, but you're not concerned. Wait, if you're not concerned with discussing Jaron Ennis's weight, but you're concerned speaking on Xander's, that lets me know that he's a lot higher than what Boots is right now. And the fact that you are waiting, if you are waiting to cut your hair because you don't want to give people this notion that you are sunken in, there's some insecurity there. There's some attempting to avoid criticism. That's what I'm going to say. So, not so good news. There's no way that anybody in boxing right now, and I got no reason to lie on Xander. I'm getting these messages. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't want Xander to miss weight. I want him to be on point. I want him to have his best performance. I want him to give Boots the toughest fight possible because that's going to create a great fight. What? I heard bro, there's no way he's 28 pounds over. If he's 28 pounds over, this fight is going to get canceled. There's no way. You're not 28 pounds over 2 days before the fight. That's like, nigga, you're going to the hospital. There's no way. That's impossible. There's no way that he's that high. Nigga, you know what 28 pounds is? No, there's no way he's in the high 80s 2 days before the fight. That is the dumbest shit in the world. Mixed martial artists don't even do that, and they weight cuts be insane. If he's 28 pounds over right now, and he's 2 days away from the fight, and he cuts all that weight out, bro, he's getting knocked out early. But what I'm telling y'all is, nigga, I'm giving him some leverage. I'm giving him some leeway. The fact that there's somebody very reputable, very close to this fight and refuses to disclose, he will not say Xander's weight. That lets me know that he's at a weight he has no business being at. And if you are 165 right now, bad jump, bro. There's no way he's 160, Zah, because if he was, they wouldn't have a problem disclosing that. That's only 6 pounds. They said that Boots was 4 pounds over. So if Xander's 6, he wouldn't have had a problem saying it. So he's higher than that. So I'm thinking he may be in the mid-50s. 165, I'm going to say. He may be 165 right now. So that's 11 pounds over. If you are double-digit pounds over, and you already are actively growing, you already struggled to make the weight in the past, bro, you setting yourself up for a super bad John, bro. There's no way, bro. Josue, bro, and I'm glad you brought that up because I seen them and Boots laughed. I was just watching because the Breakfast Club doesn't put their full interviews on YouTube now. I just learned this. I don't really watch the Breakfast Club all like that. I don't really fuck with Charlamagne. But I watched it for Jaron Ennis, right? Because I've been watching all his media just saying, just trying to tap into his mentality and see what he's feeling. And, I pay attention to these things. And they said that Xander Zayas was supposed to go up to the Breakfast Club today to do an interview, but he pulled out of it. I forgot what Charlamagne said exactly, but he was like, oh, but we don't know why. And Boots just laughed. He was like, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't say anything. That in itself, though, the way that Jaron Ennis responded lets me know that Boots knows some shit too. That shit, if this shit just hit my phone, Boots been found out. Trust and believe. Them niggas be talking. Them representatives be talking. Eddie Hearn be talking to, they be going back and forth. Eddie Hearn and them, they go back and tell Boots, they let him know what the fuck it is. This is not a good situation, y'all. And the fact that he's withholding from doing, from cutting his hair because he doesn't want to come across as being sunken, bro. We see it already. We see it already, bro. I seen it Monday when you did the interview with Ariel Helwani. And I was telling everybody that will listen that he has like this phlegm. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all niggas ever did crazy weight cuts before. I've done it voluntarily with boxing, involuntarily with health issues that I've had in the past. And I know that sound that your voice has when you had that thick phlegm in your throat. You know what I'm saying? Like that thick spit, like that hawk spit. And like you would kind of hear it as you're talking during interviews. Xander Zayas is talking to Ariel Helwani. You could notice it from the very beginning. He has like a thick film, like a phlegm in the back of his throat while he's talking. You can hear it as he speaks. It's like this. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like you can just tell that he's dehydrated. And I'm like, all right, he's already starting the weight cut process on Monday. So that means he has some ways to go. And you could see his face sunken in. Like when they did that face off, you know, outside, you could see it on Xander's face. You could see the cheekbones. I mean, your hair could cover it a little bit, but you're not somebody who got crazy facial hair anyway. We could see the sacrifice. We could see the sacrifice. We could see the sacrifice on Jaron Ennis' face too. But one thing I knew was that Boots was making the weight easy. I knew that from when I seen him spar. What was it, last week or the week before? I seen it. That was last week. Last Wednesday. I knew he was making the weight easy. The weight fell off of him. Let me see what the people saying. So for those of y'all who just came into the building, because there's more and more people coming in, I'm gonna read this one more time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that already done heard it. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it one more time so we can continue on with the conversation. So I just got a message. And this person, we know some good people in some good places, bro. Like I could really flex and, you know what I'm saying, reach out to certain people and get on. But this person that I know very well knows some higher ups, knows some good people in some good places. And this is the message that I just received at 11:23. You know what I mean? So this was 20 minutes and some change ago. I heard some shit from someone at blank. This is exactly what he said. Boots is 158 pounds today. He looks good. The one having a little trouble is Xander. We miscalculated his weight loss a little. He wouldn't tell me what Xander weighs. He said he thinks Xander overstayed his time at 154. He also said he is waiting to get a cut and trim his mustache because he looks sunken in, allegedly. Hold on, let me send this over, bro. I gotta send this over to my homie. I gotta send this over. That's not a good sign, people. So y'all heard it here first. I highly doubt y'all heard that anywhere else. But I mean, I told y'all that, man. Like I told y'all, one thing is, bro, I've been in the game so long, I could tell when somebody's having a good weight cut, a bad weight cut. You know what I'm saying? All of that. And I told y'all back when Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney was fighting, I knew Ryan Garcia wasn't going to make weight. Told y'all that. I didn't know he would be that over, but I knew he wasn't going to make weight. When Devin Haney was like, oh, yo, shake, yo, let's make a bet. Let's bet this much that you don't make weight. And Derrick James and Ryan Garcia, they was like, no. I was like, whoa. The fuck is going on? Why y'all so concerned? That was a tell sign. I told everybody that he was gonna miss weight. He fucking missed weight. And I'm not saying that Xander's gonna miss weight, but I told y'all from the very beginning he was gonna have a tough weight cut because it ain't much fat or water to take off of his body. Now, if Xander was built like AB and he had 10 to 12 weeks to get some motherfucking weight off, You know what I'm saying? All right, he might get that weight off. You know what I mean? If he was like my boy Ricky Hatton, RIP Ricky Hatton, and he had a lot of water and fat in his body that he could just cut, while he's training. All right. But Xander's cut the fuck up to the bone. Big ass arms, fucking forearms, shoulders, abs all ripped the fuck up. No love handles, legs trim, defined. Where does he have weight to cut from? Where does he have cut his muscle? You don't want to cut into the muscle. Cutting into the muscle could have some very damaging effects in the ring, and that's not something you want to do with somebody like Jaron Ennis. You could probably get away with that shit with somebody like a Bass Barao who could, you know what I'm saying, who's just a pressure fighter that could get outboxed. You know what I mean? Jorge Garcia Perez, yeah. Slava Palmer, yeah. But Boots, that's not ever the person you want to leave some fight in the gym against. That's the dumbest mistake you can make. But hey, maybe he'll figure it out. Maybe he'll make the weight. I'm not sure, but if he misses weight, don't say I didn't tell y'all so. Don't say I didn't tell y'all so, man. But I told y'all on Monday. I just said it on the live I did before. I didn't go live yesterday. The live that I went on Monday, I told y'all, yo, bro, like, y'all hear how, you know what I'm saying? My boy Tricks in the building. Let me go ahead and go back to that comment. I apologize. I was getting caught up in the messages. He said, Mazuma, if Xander comes in overweight by, say, 5-6 pounds, do you think Boots goes through with the fight? I believe so. I don't think there's going to be anything that's going to stop Boots from fighting except Xander. I think Xander pulling out of the fight will be the only way that the fight doesn't happen. I don't think Boots is necessarily concerned with that. I think he wants those fucking belts. I think he wants to become unified at 154. I don't think Xander coming in overweight would stop any of that. But what I would make Xander ass do is cut as much weight as possible. Not only that, but if you're going to be trying to finesse me like that, nigga, you need to come in a certain weight tomorrow. How about that? Woo! Oh, yeah, nigga, you want to miss weight against me? After I just had to make all these sacrifices and miss weight. All right, how about don't come in past 165 pounds tomorrow. Since you breaking rules, nigga, let's throw stipulations on this motherfucker now. Because we signed a contract and you're gonna pay me a fine. And you're gonna pay me a fine. Yo, this nigga's ghost is fucking hilarious. He said, yo, if this nigga Xander goes through a crazy weight cut, beats Boots, niggas in the island gonna say he better than Tito. He gonna have to do more than that, brother, but that's comedy. That's comedy. I don't think anybody being delusional, man. He picking his side and he's staying on it. This is Xander's 15th fight at 154. Is it really? Damn, he got that many fights there? Well, listen, man, Xander is big, man. Like, but this the thing. This is the very thing that Xander was bragging about. Oh, I'm big at the weight. Oh, I'm big at the weight. Okay, I'm a big guy. Boots is used to fighting smaller guys. I'm bigger than him. I'm gonna bully him. Okay, you flexing all that weight and shit, and it was all good during the early press conference because you ain't go through that weight cut yet. You know what I mean? You got your nutritionist and all that. You feeling yourself. And I tried to tell y'all because niggas was like, oh, he going, and the verdict is stuff. We don't. The verdict ain't out yet, so he may very well make weight and shut us the fuck up. I don't know. But y'all niggas associate having nutritionists with y'all act like these niggas superheroes or something. Just because you have a nutritionist does not guarantee that you will make weight. These niggas are nutritionists. They not miracle workers. And one thing they cannot stop is nature taking its course. When you are young like Xander Zayas, because he's 23 years old, he's in a stage right now where his body is maturing. You know what I mean? Let me see something real quick. Let me look up something. Let me see. Well, whatever. I ain't gonna get too much into that. That's a little bit too specific. But one thing I'm gonna say, Sink said, "Ghost, look, brother, Xander's getting smoked." Yo, I'm gonna tell you, look, man, Xander was flexing. Oh, I'm the bigger guy. You know, guys at 154, they walk around 180, 190. It's not a good thing, brother. Do I have to go back to the Andre Ward 10 boxing commandments? Do I really have to do that? That's one of the most I gotta find it. Hold on, man. Shout out to Andre Ward, man. I love Andre Ward. He had his 10 boxing commandments. He didn't call them commandments, but I do. Right? Where the hell is it? I gotta find it. Where is it at? Where is it at? I'm gonna find it right now. It was a tweet from Andre Ward too. All right, this is back in 2018. So that's how you know I've been around. That's how you know I've been around for a long time. Let me go ahead and share the screen. Let's go look at Andre Ward's post. This is not Andre Ward's original post. He posted it on Twitter, but somebody copied and pasted it. So shout out to Boxing Exposure for that. Andre Ward, this is something that he put together. Bad habits outside of the ring for any fighter, 1 through 10. For all my fighters that are out here, man, don't listen to me. Listen to an all-time great, a first ballot Hall of Famer. Number 1, putting drugs or alcohol in your system. We all know that. You know what I mean? Drugs and alcohol, they'll be the catalyst to the downfall of your career. Look at number 2. We don't even have to go through all the way to 10. We're going to go through them. But look at number 2. Gaining 20 to 30 pounds in between fights. So, yeah, when you in the moment and you're not worried about cutting weight at the moment, yeah, you can put me on 180, 190, man. And then Boots was like, yo, I had a fat camp. You having a fat camp, right? Oh, no, we ain't having no fat camp. Okay, so why you asked for the fight to be on June 27th? Why? Because, mind you, Boots they were shooting to get the fight in early June, but Xander was hell-bent on fighting on the 27th. Oh, the 27th was on my mind. The 27th was the day. Bro, so you were willing to change. So I'm sure fighting in Puerto Rico was on your mind. But you changed it because it made sense to fight in New York, considering Boots is from Philly. New York and Philly not too far away from each other. So your mind was set on fighting in Puerto Rico. You changed that. Why couldn't you change the date? Because Xander knew in the back of his mind that early June would not be enough time to get that weight off. That's why he asked for an additional 3 to 4 weeks. Because if you're on weight, it's hard for me to believe that if Xander was only 10 to 15 pounds above his fight weight, that he would have turned down an early June date. I'm sure he'd have been like, oh, fuck it, let's do it. There's no other reason. June 27th is not that important of a fucking date where there's no other date to have besides that. There's nothing significant about June 27th unless it's somebody's fucking birthday. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, he asked for that date specifically so he could have more time to get that fucking weight off. Cut it the fuck out. But that boy is violating that second Andre Ward commandment. Number 3, only training when you have a fight coming up. Dumbest shit you could ever do. That's where that ring rush be really coming from. That's where that ring rush really comes from. Number 4, believing in your own hype. That's the shit that Ilya Topuria fell victim to when he fought Justin Gaethje. Yeah. Number 5, loving the nightlife. Adrian Broner, Errol Spence. Who else loved the nightlife? Daniel Dubois partying before his fight with Alexander Usyk. It's not a good thing. Number 6, believing you cannot be beat. That is the dumbest shit in the world. We done seen a lot of arrogant fighters get humbled because they felt like they couldn't be beat. Number 7, having a bunch of people around you who only gas you up and tell you what you want to hear. Yes, men could be very detrimental to your career and your mentality. Number 8, laziness. Come on, man. If you're not putting the work in while somebody else is working, you're setting yourself up for failure. Number 9, pride. Not allowing yourself to be taught. Chris Colbert. I even fucked Jair Tucker over. Not listening to your corner. Feeling like you know what I mean? You know it all. The dumbest shit you could ever do. Number 10, entitlement. Nobody owes you anything. I think that's self-explanatory. I think that's something that you should avoid at all costs, especially when you are a student in one of the most difficult sports in the world. So, shout out to my boy Andre Ward for these 10 boxing commandments. I always go back to this because this is what every fighter either needs to this is what fighters need to avoid in order to sustain longevity in the sport of boxing and having the highest likelihood of having a successful career. Shout out to the all-time great SOG. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's the information that I got. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do with that information. You can believe it. You cannot believe it. I really don't care. Alda Powell said June 27th in Houston is a holiday. Oh, okay. Salute Houston. Shout out H-Town. Okay. I did not know that. What's the holiday, brother? Let me know. All these AB commandments. AB done broke like every single commandment. And look where he at. Streaming with Dean the Great. Fighting over money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit never ends well for guys when they take that approach. It always catches up. Let me see. My boy Tricks in the building said, Mazuma, do you think Xander would have preferred to fight on that Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend, but because he knew he would have a tough weight cut, he pushed it back? Yeah, the smart thing to do would have been the fight on Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend, but he knew that wasn't enough. That wasn't a comfortable amount of time for him to attempt to get that weight off. That's just what I believe. Like, it makes, because you only willing, so putting it in New York makes sense to you because, of course, Philly could come out. The Puerto Ricans is in New York. You know what I mean? People could fly. You know, it's the media capital of the world. You know what I'm saying? You got people flying from New York. And so it makes sense to put it in New York because it'll attract both fan bases. But it don't make sense to do it on Puerto Rican weekend considering you're a unified Puerto Rican champion in a city that has the most Puerto Ricans outside of Puerto Rico. Make it make sense, brother. Make it make sense. My boy Josue Hernandez in the building say, nah, Mazuma, I think they were aiming for early June for MSG, but they couldn't get it, so they moved it to June 27th. I could be wrong, though. Well, I don't know what the situation is. I'm not the one that's behind the scenes negotiating, trying to make the fight happen, but when I heard Xander Zayas speak specifically on this, he said that his mind was set on June 27th. I didn't hear anything about him attempting to make the fight in early June. I only ever heard him say that June 27th was his date and he wasn't moving outside of that. So that lets me know that Boots and them may have wanted their early June date. They may have proposed it, but Xander shot it down and insisted that they fight in late June. That's what it looks like to me. What I did hear that they were looking to have the fight at MSG, but you know the venue wasn't available, considering that they may possibly play in the NBA Finals or whatever the fuck the case is. I don't know. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not true. But me personally, I heard him say on multiple occasions that he wasn't fighting in early June. That wasn't something he was ever going to do because his mind was set on June 27th. He said that he was going to fight June 27th in Puerto Rico if it wasn't for Boots. So he was going to fight on the 27th regardless. That's what I heard him say. So I'm going to take him at his word. You feel what I'm saying? But, I mean, you could be right. I don't know. But that's what Xander said during the press conference. So I'm going to rock with what he said. And I think it was for a reason. I think it was because he knew that if he did it in early June, he would have not made weight on time or made the weight comfortably or healthily or healthy. healthy. I don't know how to say that shit, but you get what I'm saying though. My boy J Cash said flying out to New York tomorrow night. Suits. Yeah, shout out to my boy Greg Hackett, man. Suits. I ain't gonna wear a suit. Should I? I might wear a track suit. We'll see. I might wear it because he said it could be any suits. You feel what I'm saying? He said you can wear a Dickie suit. You know what I'm saying? You can wear this. I might wear a track suit out that motherfucker. We go see. Oh man. Trick said Mazuma, when it comes to corner work for the Boots and Xander fight, which trainer / corner would you give the slight edge to? That's actually a great question, brother, because both of these guys are decorated in their own right. Javier Centeno, from what I understand, he helped George Kambosos become a unified champion after defeating Teofimo Lopez. He has an undefeated unified champion currently with Xander Zayas, and he's been with Xander Zayas since he was a baby. So you got to give Javier Centeno credit for not only improving fighters, already improving made fighters, already finished products and motherfucking George Kambosos, but he could also show you that he could build a fighter from scratch. You know what I'm saying? So he's a great trainer in his own right. But Bosey's a phenomenal coach. You know what I'm saying? He built both of his, his oldest sons up to being top contenders in the 154, 168 pound division. Unfortunately, they wasn't able to make it to, the top of their weight class, but, they still ended up being, somebodies in the sport of boxing to an extent, I guess you would say. Bosey's a former professional fighter in his own right. And he has years on top of years of training experience. And he's dealt with multiple world champions at this point, female and male fighters. You know what I'm saying? He helped Stephen Fulton become a 2-division world champion. Regardless of how you may feel about Stephen Fulton, one of his best career victories was under Bosey Ennis tutelage in that Brandon Figueroa rematch. What's that girl's name? O'Shea Jones. He helped her win a world title. You know what I'm saying? He has a top contender in the lightweight division in Andy Cruz. Although he came up short, he, put on a solid effort against Raymond Mortatalia, who was the more experienced professional fighter. Then, he has Jaron Ennis, who, is his son, but, was able to unify the 154-pound division, grabbing the IBF, the WBA, the Ring Magazine. And now, he's coming up into the 154-pound division, and he's contending for 2 more titles and hopes of becoming unified in both divisions that he's campaigned at. So, to answer your question, they're both quality trainers. I think the question is, and I don't know who I could give the slight edge to. You could say Bosey, because you know what I'm saying. Bosey, most likely has more years and experience than Javier Centeno. You could say Javier Centeno because he's had multiple fighters become unified champions. I mean, I guess it all depends on your preference and whoever you want to make a case for. I think the better question and what may play a better role is what corner is going to have the better game plan. I think that's more the question to ask, and that's something that we'll never know until they step into the ring and we see the game plans unfold. You know what I'm saying? Josue said he's going to be at the presser tomorrow. Josue, you're going to be at the fight too, right? That's what's up, man. I'm looking forward to meeting y'all. Me and my pop going to be in the building for sure. My boy is singing in the building, said, Mark, based on the new pics and videos of Boots' weight cut, are you more persuaded it ends early? Like I said earlier on the live, man, the more I think about this fight and the more excited I get, and the more that I'm watching both guys, the more convinced I'm getting that it's going to be an early stoppage. When the fight first got announced, I was set on a stoppage, but it being in the later rounds, like 9 or 10. But as the fight is getting closer, for some reason, I just keep seeing the number 5. Like I just keep seeing that being a thing. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen. But I knew from the time that I seen Boots, spar on Wednesday, his weight looked great. Didn't look like he was behind whatsoever. It looked like everything was on point. He looked sharp. He looked fast. He looked explosive. He looked powerful. He looked accurate. He looked slick. You know what I'm saying? He just looked focused, man. And I told you, he just looked like he's in a different zone right now. I think he understands how high the stakes are, and I think he's ready to run into the smoke, man. I'm telling you, like I've seen everything I needed to see. Everything is clicking. Now, is it going to translate over to the fight? Only God knows, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we driving out to Brooklyn to see. You know what I mean? With preparation, Boots preparation with the opportunity. I'm confident that he gets the victory, but we can't sleep on Xander Zayas because Xander Zayas is a quality fighter. He seems to be very confident. He has that young, undefeated fighter's mentality. He's decorated at this point, being a unified champion in back-to-back title fights. Won both fights convincingly, by the way, in my opinion. And he's been looked at as a very promising fighter from the time that he signed the top rank at the age of 16. Xander feels like, and I heard him say this before, he said, what I do is I'm just here to continue making history. When I signed with Top Rank at 16, I made history. When I became the youngest unified champion in box, amongst active boxers, I made history. And this is no different. This is just something that I'm accustomed to doing. I love that mentality from Xander Zayas. But this is a totally different obstacle that you're going up against, man. This ain't Patrick Teixeira. This ain't Slava Spalmer. This ain't Jorge Garcia Perez. This ain't a Baz Barao, man. It ain't no disrespect to them. They good fighters in their own right, but Boots just brings a total different arsenal to the building, a totally different approach. You know what I mean? He brings different physical attributes, different gifts. You feel what I'm saying? So either Xander got to give a performance and show some things that he's never seen before. I think that's what it's going to come down to, man, because the best version of Xander Zayas that I've seen personally isn't enough to beat Jaron Ennis. Xander's a 3.5 to 1 underdog. Good to know. You know what I'm saying? If y'all feel like Xander going to be on point, you know what I mean? Y'all better make sure y'all put y'all bread up. Y'all better make sure y'all put y'all bread up, man. Y'all better make sure y'all put y'all bread up because there's some good money to be made if you feel like Xander's going to win. But shit, with everything I'm hearing, shout out to my pop in the building, man. Love you, man. Shout out to Pivot Boxing Network. For those of y'all who are in the building right now, I need y'all to subscribe to Pivot Boxing Network, man. Do me that favor, please. Click on the page or at least type it in y'all search engine. And you know what I mean? Y'all can step off the live real quick. Subscribe to Pivot Boxing Network. We're going to be having some content there coming soon. If y'all into amateur shows, we got some live. We have a couple lives on the YouTube where we're showing and live streaming our fights. If y'all want to see me coach in live action, if you want to see my pop Lando Rosa coach in live action, man, go check it out, man. See a different side of your boy Mazuma Nation. You know what I mean? My boy Ghost said he got work tomorrow, man. Get some good rest, brother. Salute. And I wish Ghost was coming to the fight, man. I would have loved to meet the brother. Bella Faith in the building. She said, Xander said he would definitely touch the light heavyweight division. I believe it. I think when it's all said and done, bro, he's 23 and he's at 154. So imagine when he's 28, 29, how much more filled in he'll be. Pause. You know what I'm saying? He may even be bigger by the time he is 28, 29, 30 years old. You know what I mean? You don't really start hitting your prime physically, in my opinion, until you're in your late 20s, early 30s. So imagine how much bigger Xander would be. Josue, yeah, I'm feeling all right, brother. Shout out to my boy J Cash. I'm feeling this is actually the best I've been feeling for a little while, man. You know what I mean? For those of y'all who, struggling with y'all health or, you know what I mean, you feeling a little down in the dumps in terms of fatigue and all that, man, I highly suggest, you know what I mean, get your iron pills, you know what I mean, get some vitamin C. It'll help you absorb the iron better. That L-citrulline for your blood circulation, it's a miracle. You know what I mean? It's a miracle supplement, in my opinion. And then, of course, man, that vitamin D3 definitely come in clutch, bro. That I got a little bomb ass combination over there. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I've been feeling pretty good. You feel what I'm saying? The weather keep changing up, so it keep fucking with my allergies and my sinuses and shit like that. But besides all of that, I'm feeling good. Feeling good, man. Let me see. 27 to 35, I say is the prime. Yeah, it's out for the most part. You may be right. But I feel like everybody's different. There's people who have, they prime in their early 20s and then be burnt out by their mid 20s to late 20s. You know what I'm saying? There's some people who have short primes. It all depends on how you carry it. Like if you live in your life how you supposed to, I mean, you could even be, in a good stage of your career in your 40s. It just, I mean, like we seen Bernard Hopkins be in his late 30s and still clicking as if he's in his prime. So it all depends on how you take care of yourself, your style in boxing, because if you take a lot of punishment, you're not going to last long. But if you got a method to your madness where you're not getting hit much, you may last longer. Like Floyd was in his late 30s and a lot of people couldn't tell he was out of his prime. You know what I'm saying? Niggas had to do like scientific studies. I remember when ESPN had like this sports science, and they're like, yeah, like Floyd is slowing down because, at this point in time, he was getting hit, on this, he was getting hit this many times in a fight. But now he's getting hit this many times. So I was like, oh, okay, so Floyd is slowing down according to the stats, but you couldn't really tell because of how the way he was dominating competition. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, everybody's prime is different. Like somebody could be burnt out at 35, and then another person could just be picking it up at 35. So, you know what I'm saying? Some people turn that motherfucking clock back. Everybody different. I'll just say that. We got to email Marissa photos and videos from the fight night. I got her IG. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna vlog my whole experience. I'm doing everything through the meta glasses, recording some shit on my phone. We're gonna have a good time, man. We're gonna have a good time. Yo, Boots Ennis to win the fight in rounds 4 to 6 is plus 700. Word? So, Tricks, look through that. And based off of the odds, tell me where they feel like the fight's going to end. Is it going to be round 9, round 10? Let me know where the odds is like the lowest or whatever. What round do they feel like the fight's going to get stopped in? If they think it's going to be a knockout. Josue said 13K sold already. Should be a complete sellout by Saturday. Man, that's huge, bro. That's huge. $13K is really good. A lot of people last minute people, so you know what I'm saying? They be like, you know what? Let's actually go. I ain't got shit going on. Let's actually go to the fight. And then they go ahead and they cop a ticket. You know what I'm saying? They may run across their promotion on an advertisement on social media. They go ahead and cop a ticket. You know what I mean? There's also people who will wait until the day of the fight to see what the box office has, because from what I heard, tickets are significantly cheaper when you walk up and you get a ticket. So won't be surprised, man. Won't be surprised if it's completely sold out. But regardless, 13K people, that's pretty fucking good, man, for a 16,000 seat arena. My boy Zion in the building said, how you feel about Tank with Team Benavidez? I ain't gonna lie, that shit definitely threw me off. I ain't gonna lie, that was something that I did not expect. I don't think anybody expected Tank to be training with Jose Benavidez Sr. But look, man, like Jose Benavidez Sr., he's a quality trainer, whether we want to admit it or not. He's done it on an amateur level with his oldest son, Jose Benavidez Jr. They done accomplished damn near everything you want to accomplish. In the amateurs, I heard Jose Benavidez Jr. was a fucking beast in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? And then he was able to show you that he could make a top contender in his oldest son, Jose Benavidez Jr., who fought Terrence Crawford and gave him a competitive fight, and build a fighter from the ground up, and his youngest son, and David Benavidez, and make him a fucking 3-division world champion. built them from scratch and made quality fighters. And this is somebody who doesn't have any ring experience. So when I hear niggas be like, oh man, my coach has to have pro experience in order to be my coach, it's like, bro, y'all niggas is fucking weirdos. Because first of all, there's been plenty of trainers who have no boxing experience whatsoever and took their fighters to the highest level and made some of the greatest fighters of all time. Like, I don't recall Virgil Hunter ever being a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Created an all-time great in Andre Ward. Like, I mean, Vasil Lomachenko father, Joe Calzaghe father, Angel Garcia. Like, all these guys made multi-division world champions. And you mean to tell me that, bro, it comes down to, are you able to teach? Do you understand the sport of boxing? Do you understand the importance of boxing? Do you know how to do you have a certain level of patience? Do you have a certain level of consistency to grow a fighter from the ground up, make them understand the sport and break it down to them where even a fucking 5-year-old can understand you? That is what a fucking great coach is. You don't have to take you don't have to take punches to the head in order to be a great coach. And just because a nigga ain't never boxed before don't mean they can't be a great coach. And just because you fought before don't mean you could teach. You feel what I'm saying? So when I hear this type of shit, like, it's hilarious to me. Like, stop it, man. There's a lot of great pros that with shitty coaches, and I ain't gonna get into no names. Yeah, you may know how to do something, but can you teach somebody else to do it exactly how you do it? It's two different arts. It's two different lanes. I ain't even ever boxed as no fucking professional. I ain't really do much in the fucking amateurs neither. But one thing I can tell you is that a lot of motherfuckers can't outcoach me. And I'm 28 years old. A lot of motherfuckers can't outcoach me. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Trick said Bomac. Bomac actually had a professional background. Y'all can look up his name on BoxRec right now. He fought in the professionals. He actually, niggas don't even know Bomac fought Butterbean. Niggas don't even know that. I bet you ain't know that. Niggas don't even know Bomac was a professional boxer. Not only that, the nigga fought Butterbean. Did you know that? But you didn't. Shout out Bomac, though. Great coach. Had him on the channel. That's a good brother right there. He said, no way. Butterbean put belt to ass. Yo, listen, Butterbean was the king of the 4-rounders, man. If you got out of 4 rounds with Butterbean, you was a bad motherfucker. Derrick James was a pro too. Yes, he was. Look, man, you could be a fighter and still be a good coach. Actually, what I find to be interesting is a lot of the shitty fighters or guys who didn't have great professional careers ended up being great coaches. Crazy, right? Freddie Roach was a journeyman. Great coach. Bowsy didn't have the best professional career. Great coach. You know what I'm saying? It's rare, like, if you find a coach that was like a fucking world champion and then ended up being a great coach. I mean, you got some. You got Buddy McGirt. You got Robert Garcia. Who else? Fernando Vargas is building Emiliano right now. Roy Jones is coach. I don't know if he got any great fighters right now, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you got some guys who was able to do both. So that a salute. Floyd Mayweather Sr. Yeah, I mean, and you know, Roger was a world champion and he ended up being a great coach. The great Malik Scott. Yo, Trick, stop trolling, bro. Malik was very knowledgeable, well-spoken, speaks boxing very well. To me, not a great coach. No disrespect. But he hasn't shown me anything where I feel like, yo, this dude, like, he a great coach. He got some proving to do. And we all do. I got to do the same shit. You know what I mean? I got to show y'all that I'm a great coach. If I don't, then you know what I'm saying? But if I keep giving y'all bullshit product, it's going to be hard for me to believe that. I think Malik Scott is very knowledgeable. I think he understands the sport very well. He knows his history. But I think I don't think he truly understands coaching yet. I think he overcomplicates things. That's what I think. Mills, yeah, man. And Malik Scott training Zordo Ramirez. How'd that go for him? Oh, he got, man, Malik Scott training Ezra Taylor. Ezra Taylor, man, y'all seen Ezra Taylor? Yeah, I seen him. I seen his last fight. Yeah, I seen that shit. I seen that boy Willie put a foot all up in his ass. I seen that. Seen that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Malik, I seen you take that dive against Wilder too. We ain't forget about that. You know what I'm saying? I seen you do that. We don't forget. We know what type nigga you is. Yeah. That nigga Ralph said, I'm sorry, I couldn't learn from a nigga. I stopped. Yo, that's funny as shit. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I couldn't learn from a nigga. I stopped. That's hilarious. What's the craziest robbery you seen in boxing, bro? Craziest robbery I ever seen. A lot of them was amateurs. Like I thought Floyd got robbed real bad in the Olympics. I think Roy Jones got robbed real bad in the Olympics too. Um, who else? Pernell versus Chavez. Meldrick Taylor versus Chavez. I thought he got fucked over real bad. What else? Man, it's a lot, bro. Bosa versus Maxie Hughes, nasty robbery. That was kind of crazy. I remember watching it. I was like, damn. Who else? A lot of them was amateurs, bro. Like some of the nastiest robberies I ever seen, like with my own eyes, was in the amateurs. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, y'all niggas think the pros bad? Shit. Castillo versus Floyd. I don't know about that. Worst robberies all time. That's not on that list. I'm missing one. I know I'm missing one. My boy Tricks said, "Did you see Sean Sattel get pushback from Breadman? Sean saying it's better for boxing if Xander wins." No, I didn't see it, but I'm not surprised that Breadman held him accountable. I made my own video about it, and I told you exactly why Sean Sattel did wrong for that point. So it's better for boxing if a Puerto Rican wins as opposed to a black man winning, a black American man winning. Why is that? Oh, Puerto Rico needs a star. What, bro? That you're talking about what's best for Puerto Rico. You're talking about what's better for Puerto Rico. What's better for boxing? Boxing is bigger than Puerto Rico, respectfully, as a Puerto Rican man. What are you talking about? The best fighter winning is what's better for boxing. The best them fighting each other and the best fighting each other consistently is what's best for boxing. What are you talking about? I made a whole video breaking that shit down. So if y'all got the time, go watch that video, man. I mean, I just posted it a couple days ago. So I ain't gonna lie. I thought that Holyfield Lennox Lewis one fight was when they ruled it a draw. I thought that shit was crazy. I was like, what the fuck? I thought Lennox clearly won, but This nigga says that Zattel and True School Sports are clowns. Damn. True School, I be finding like his takes be real lazy. I be thinking his takes is real lazy, and I think he be one of them dudes who be caught up in the moment, like the moment be overwhelming him. I be feeling like that shit clouds his judgment and his ability to stay neutral. I be feeling like, but I don't really listen to him. I tell y'all all the time, bro. I don't really be watching these dudes, bro. Like sometimes, like if some shit pop up on my homepage or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's I might watch it, but I'm more like focused on what fighters be saying as opposed to what media guys are saying. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even watch me, bro. As soon as I click off of this, John, I don't be paying attention to. I don't be watching my videos back. Trick said, I don't think Sean Sattel came from a bad place on his take. I mean, I didn't say he did. I'm just questioning why he came to that conclusion. Why is what I'm saying? It's just a valid question. How is Xander Zayas winning better for boxing? Why is that better for boxing if Jaron Ennis loses? Because Puerto Rico hasn't had a star since Miguel Cotto, and Xander Zayas could be the next big thing for Puerto Rico. All right, you're mentioning things that are best for Puerto Rico. Your point was better for boxing. So based off of what you're saying, can you provide some reasons as to why if Boots win, it'll be worse for boxing? Why would it be? Because you got to prove that point too. You just can't say, oh, it's better for boxing if it may be better for boxing if Xander wins, but then not tell us why it'll be worse. Like you got to break that shit down totally. Like you got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's better for boxing if Xander Zayas wins. And I know this for a fact because if Jaron Ennis wins, it'll be bad for boxing because of X, Y, and Z. If you can't provide that, then your point is weak. To me, you got to break that shit down in totality for it to be a valid argument. So I thought it was weak. And y'all said Breadman held him accountable or at least gave him some pushback. Breadman is a knowledgeable brother. We had him on the channel before. We had some great conversations. It's been a while, but we done had some conversations before. Yeah, I'm sure he held him accountable and let him know that he was wrong. And I don't know. I mean, that's the first time I heard that. I don't know exactly how Sean Sattel responded to it, but you know what I'm saying? He probably stood on his point, I guess. I don't know. But he was dead wrong for that, point blank, period. But it just lets you know exactly who he wants to win. That's all. Like he may not have been coming from a bad place, but with him saying shit like that, it's an insight. It's some insight to what's on his mind. Because if he's saying, "Oh, it's better for boxing if Xander wins," in his mind, just based off of that, he wants Xander to win, and that's okay. But stop making it seem like, oh, you're this fuck. Because I heard him say, oh, I was a big Boots fan. I took a picture of Boots, and I've always praised Boots. Okay, that sounds good, but you know what I'm saying? You can't be that big of a fan of this guy if you feel like it'll be worse for boxing if he wins, or it'll be bad for boxing if he wins, or it won't be as good for boxing if he wins than if Xander does. It makes no sense to me. What's best for boxing is the better fighter to win. That's just what it is. You feel me? Tank versus Lamont was boxing corruption displayed for the public. Oh yeah, New York State Athletic Commission definitely that was a bad job for sure. He acting like Boots gonna be ducking dudes. Hold on. Rouse said he be acting like Boots gonna be ducking dudes if he win. Yeah, that Boots hasn't showed us that, so why we can't even make that assumption? That's ridiculous. Trick said the best point is to let the best fighters be the star, which was what you said and Breadman. Breadman agreed with me then. Shout out to Breadman. If we made the same point, then you know what I'm saying, that's a good, it just lets me know that I ain't tripping. Because one thing about me, when I hear somebody say some shit that I consider to be outlandish, I check myself first. Like, am I tripping for disagreeing with this? I feel like this nigga dead wrong. Am I wrong? Like, is he just, is he saying some shit that makes sense? Or no, that shit don't make no sense at all. Not to me. Mark, you heard who walking boots out? No, I didn't. I heard he got a special John though. I don't know. If I had to guess, it's definitely somebody from Philly though, because when I heard him asking, there's like, is this gonna be like Philly centric? Like, is this gonna have anything to do with Philly? And he was like, he made a face like, we'll see. So that wasn't a no to me. So it may very well be a yes. Naza said Meek Mill. That's possible. That's somebody that he said he's been trying to get to walk him out for a while. You know, Meek Mill being New York heavy, would not be surprised if he walked Boots out. But a couple times that Boots tried to get him to walk him out, you know, Meek Mill wasn't available for whatever reason. So he may be available now. So we'll see. I definitely would love to see that. We got, you know, Philly's one of Philly's, you know, greatest rappers of all time, and Meek Mill, going up with one of the current fighters that is, you know, one of the best fighters of today, and Jaron Ennis, that's also from Philly. They both from North. You know what I'm saying? That'd be dope. That'd be dope, man. Like I would love to see that. And if he does walk out with Meek Mill, I wonder what song he'll play. I hope. I really hope is. I think we need to rest. I think we need to lay down, pause the Dreams and Nightmares song, man. You know what I'm saying? We need to do something else. I would love I would love for Boots to walk out to, if it's Meek Mill, Monster. I think that shit'll be fire. 4 a.m. I'm on the north side of Philly, riding around like these haters don't want to kill me. It's a shame how they hate on me. You gotta feel me. I started off with $1 and got $1 million. I'm like, do it for the gram. Man, that shit would go so fucking crazy. I love that song, bro. I would love that song. But apparently Xander said he walking out to somebody special as well. If I had to guess, he's Puerto Rican. He likes to walk out with Puerto Rican artists. Won't be surprised if this nigga walked out with like a Daddy Yankee or some shit like that. Won't be surprised. Or like you know, he got a good relationship with like Mike Towers, Eladio. What's that dude name? Is his name like Eladio Gadion? God Gadion or some shit like that. He I heard he good friends with him too. So, you know, these are Spanish artists, obviously. Wouldn't be surprised if he walked out with any one of them. And I told y'all, Mark Anthony, yo, that would be fire. New York, yo, for those of y'all who don't know, Mark Anthony from New York, yo, that would be fire. I would love that, bro. If Mark Anthony walked out to like Aquani Led or some shit like that, oh God. Or he came out to like Preciosa, Anuel. Maybe. I don't know. I have no clue. I just feel like it's definitely gonna be a Spanish artist. It's definitely gonna be somebody Puerto Rican. Xander gonna walk out with Fat Joe to lean back. I hope not. I hope not. Xander don't come across as like I ain't gonna lie, like Xander one of them type niggas, like he fuck with niggas from the island. I don't think he really fuck with Puerto Ricans that's from down here. You feel me? You heard Kevin Newman fighting Munguia on Canelo card in September. Thoughts? That's a trash ass title defense. You know what I'm saying? That's a trash. Like that's trash. Jaime might whoop his ass though, man. Jaime might whoop on Kevin Newman. You know, I don't know though. Like Kevin Newman, I ain't never look at Kevin Newman and looked at him to be elite whatsoever. Jaime Munguia isn't necessarily elite either, but I think you need to be elite in order to beat him or somewhere close to it. Imagine Fabio walking out boost. Hell nah. Hell no. Man, I cannot stand Favi, bro. That nigga is trash, bro. What was that one song he had, bro? He was a feature on the joint. Bro, that feature was so ass. I was like, what song? I'm gonna find out right now. It wasn't Big Drip. Yeah, I think it was yeah, it was the John with King Von. It was the John with King Von. I am what I am, what I'm not. See, I never beat. Nigga, we meet. Catch a lick and put him on TV. Yo, Fabi got a verse on that John, bro. Yo, Von, you was rapping way too sharp on that John to put Fabi on the feature, bro. Send me the Eddie, I'm coming to you. I was like, yo, this nigga trash, bro. Super dookie, like. A Boogie walking out with Boots will be dope. Now I fuck with A Boogie. I fuck with A Boogie. I ain't gonna lie. A Boogie is my nigga. That would be fire. A Boogie is a man. He had a big impact on my high school years, my teenage years, late teenage years for sure. I hope Boots makes his entrance on a flying carpet like Nassim Ahmed did. Yeah, that would be funny. Nah, I don't think Boots really do shit like that. Arrow is low key shitting on Boots by saying he's a new upcoming fighter. I mean, I don't think Earl came across that way. Um, Boots is, he's not new, but at the same time, Boots is attempted to establish himself as like this new star in the sport of boxing. So I kind of get where he's coming from, but to say that he's new when he's been a pro for 10 years already, I don't really know that to be true. Upcoming when he was already a unified champion, I don't know that to be true. But maybe that's how Arrow see him. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just how Arrow see him. That don't mean we gotta agree. But I don't think he dissing Boots on. Arrow not the type of nigga to just diss you for no reason. You feel me? I never heard Boots say anything bad about Arrow. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't expect Arrow to do that. That'd be a little bit out of character for him. Mardo said, my boy Mardo Tarachi, what up? He said Earl said he fuck with Boots. I'm sure he do. He ain't got no reason not to. And Earl just a cool nigga, bro. Like, he not gonna go out of his way to talk shit about nobody unless they talking about him. That'd probably be the only way. Boots gonna walk out with Bud Crawford. That's definitely not happening. I hope Boots walk out with Michael Jackson nephew singing bad. That's crazy. I heard Bud was trying to be real friendly with Boots though when they seen each other at the Ring Magazine Awards. Bud was in Boots' locker room watching him warm up for a fight before. Like, Boots been trying to Bud been trying to get close to Boots for a long time. I guess he was trying to get him to join that brotherhood shit, and Boots wasn't with it. Why do Boots hate Bud Crawford so much, but not Errol? Where did you see Bud? It's crazy because your name is literally named is after Bud. What makes you say that? What makes you say that Boots hates Bud? I just think that Boots just try not to be friendly with niggas, and I think he got every right to be that way. I don't think he hates Bud at all. I think he wanted to fight Bud. You know what I'm saying? I think he wanted that opportunity. He wasn't able to get the opportunity. I never heard Boots really talk crazy about Bud, but I heard Bud talk crazy about Boots. Talk about he slapped the shit out of him and knocked him the fuck out and all this shit. Boots just be brushing these niggas off. Like, man, I ain't worried about what they talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I never really heard him say anything negative about Bud. I just think that he not trying to be friendly with him because at one point in time he was a potential opponent. And I don't think there's anything wrong with keeping your distance from niggas you may possibly fight. I think the problem is that motherfuckers be too friendly. I think motherfuckers be too friendly, too quick to be friends with niggas, and you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. I don't think it's anything personal. Only thing I ever heard personal between the two was between Bud and only person I heard take it personal was Bud or say personal shit. Never heard Boo say anything personal about him. Everything that I ever heard Boots say about Bud was from a boxing aspect. You feel what I'm saying? Everything things that I've heard Bud say about Boots, boxing and personal. But my whole thing is, and Boots said it beautifully, man, he retired. I'm not worried about him. T Bud Goldfer said, yeah, vice versa. I don't know why Bud hate on Boost either, but it seems like Earl and Boost want to be friends rather than fight each other. Where did you get that indication from, brother? I never heard Boost try to go out of his way to be Earl's friend. I heard Earl be respectful towards Boots, but Boots was trying to fight Earl a while back. And Earl said that he'll do it for the right money. But I never heard of them being friends. Like I heard of, Earl coming to Philly, training with Breadman and shit like that down in West Philly. But I ain't never see Earl try to link up with Boots or try to train with Boots. None of that. I never heard of them being friends. Don't misconstrue them not shooting shots at each other to them trying to be friends. You know what I'm saying, I don't even think Earl on that type of time where he want to fight Boots. I think this what I'm getting from Bud. I mean from Earl, and it's kind of concerning to me. I'm gonna keep it real. And I know it sounds crazy, but Earl sounds like he's too at peace to be ready for war. He's training well. I'm seeing him do his upper body movement. I'm seeing him like he working. He turning his punches over well. Good technique on the hooks and placing the body shots. His balance looks better than it was previously. So, I can see, Earl look all right. Earl look all right. But Earl's mentality is what's concerning me. Not his physical, but his mental. Uh he's getting ready for this fight. He said he gonna do Tim Zoo super bad, and fighting words. It sound good, but when I'm hearing this dude say, have interviews, he talking about I might retire after this. I don't know. Like then he said he got accustomed to being away from the sport, and he found a way. And a lot of fighters don't do this. We see what Dustin Poirier going through right now with retirement. Some retirement hit hard on some guys. Retirement hits harder. Trying to see exactly how to word this. Some fighters have a difficult time with retirement in comparison to others. Dustin Poirier is having a tough time right now. He's resorting to liquor and he's having trouble figuring out how he's going to get through this next stage, this new chapter in his life. Errol found a way to be at peace with no longer. He said that he was cool with not boxing no more. And he said that he just be with his family. You know what I mean? He got a relationship with God, and he goes home on the weekends to spend time with his kids. And, like this don't sound like a man who's on a mission. This sounds like a successful, happy, at peace individual that's coming back because he was bored. He said it. Nigga said he bored. He did it because he was bored, not because he wants to come back, not because he want to prove something, because the nigga ain't got shit to do. Is that mentality in itself reassuring enough as where I feel like he's gonna come out victorious against Tim Zoo, or we're gonna see a new and improved version of Earl Spence? I don't know. I don't know, man. The mentality, because he's so at peace and he's not as hungry as he used to be, and he's just so content with life. How do I know that when shit get tough in there with Tim Zoo, he's gonna be willing to take it to the next level, or he's gonna step it up a gear? How do I know that? And whenever T Bud beat me to the punch, when fighters keep talking about retirement, that's never a good sign. Because what you're doing by saying that is admitting that psychologically you got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And if you're not all in with this shit could go bad for you, man. And Tim Zoo, he's on the decline in my opinion, but he's still somebody to not fuck with. He looking to prove something too. Ever since Errol Spence left him hanging on that handshake, you know what I'm saying? That motherfucker Tim Zoo sound like he got a chip on his shoulder. He want to prove something to him. So, man, if Earl is too at peace, it may affect his ability to get through the fight. He even said that this fight right here might be his last one. So that's him thinking like, bro, I don't really need this shit. Like that's him basically admitting that, you know what I'm saying? Like he don't see a long future in the sport. It is what it is. But that mentality may be the reason why he come up short or have a fucked up performance. My boy Mardo says, speaking of mentality, what you think makes Boots turn to a monster in the ring and do really be chill when he talk on interviews? Um, I just think that Boots, for one, he's sadistic. I think he's just one of those people that takes pleasure or gets extreme satisfaction hurting other people. You know what I'm saying? I just think he's one of those people. You know, I've been somebody that's been like that. I love putting my hands on people. That is something that I enjoy doing during my time in boxing. So I think that's one thing. Another thing is that, you know, he's been doing this since he was a baby, and he comes from a lineage of fighters. So he's programmed to be. He was born basically to be programmed to be a fighter. So this shit is like this is his life. This is what he feels like his purpose is in life. So you know what I'm saying? I think it's just like it's clockwork for him. You know, and I've heard him say in the past, it's like this another day in the office. Like this is just something that he's accustomed to doing. So I don't think it's really a mentality, it's really a way of life for him. He'll say like the motherfucker been in the gym since he was in a stroller, or since he was in a walker. So, you know what I'm saying? If you've been doing this since you was a baby and you wasn't even walking yet, bro, this more than of a mentality. This really a lifestyle. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just something he's just accustomed to doing. And if you ever notice, dog, a lot of these motherfucking killers in the ring be some of the coolest people. They just got to switch. Gotta know when to turn it on. Gotta know when to turn it off. You know, Floyd a chill motherfucker too, but when he was in there, you know what I'm saying, he was about his business. You feel me? Triple G was a cool dude. Once he got in there, he was about his business. You know, Canelo wasn't no crash out. He a chill little dude too. When he got in there, he was about business. It's a switch. Sugar Ray Leonard, nice guy. Once he got in there, he's a fucking animal. Like you know, it's very rare that somebody is like super mean outside of the ring and then mean in the ring too. I mean, you got your exceptions like Ricardo Mayorga. Uh, I heard shit about Roberto Duran, Mike Tyson, but besides that, a lot of these killers be chill motherfuckers, bro. But that's how we gonna end the live, man. We was gonna get into these different topics, but you know what I mean? I was bombarded with some news, and like I said, you can do what you want with the information that I gave you. We'll see. You know what I mean? Tomorrow is the press conference. If Xander Zayas doesn't show up, that is very concerning. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna say this: if Xander doesn't show up to the press conference on tomorrow, I'm gonna be seriously concerned about whether this fight happens or not. But we'll see. This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV. I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. I'll be back at y'all with a live tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that one. Until then, I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.